Anybody who watches this podcast, Steve Swift's Rambling Reviews, do like and subscribe. A load of you do, and I love it. Will know I like a bit of boxing, and I like to talk about, maybe not watch, but talk about influencer boxing, because it can be ridiculous. So, boxer against YouTuber, YouTuber against YouTuber, even footballer against footballer recently. And whenever I see a spat, a public animosity between two people, I sometimes think, well, what it would be like if they were in a boxing ring together. And the latest spat I've read about, well, it's in an interview with Daniel Day-Lewis, who's talking about his new movie, Anemone. Anemone. It's got not great reviews, and he talks about being pulled into a spat with Brian Cox, or around a spat with Brian Cox, who on his very popular series Succession has talked about one of his co-stars, Jeremy Strong, whose work I really like. Great in the Trump film, is it called The Apprentice? In which he plays Nick Cohn. Brilliant. But the feeling is that it's about method acting, because Daniel Day-Lewis is thought to be a method actor. It all depends what you think about method actors. He subsumes himself into a part. Some method actors, like, for instance, Al Pacino, whose work I really love, and Robert De Niro, who's an actor, are method actors who seem to be using their own big personalities as well. In fact, you know, not so much Al Pacino, but certainly, although he does it as well, he does it too, even in the Dick Tracy film. But with Robert De Niro, I suspect, I'm sure he doesn't, but, you know, it wouldn't be difficult to think that he says, this new part I'm doing, is it like Robert De Niro? No, not really. I'll ask again, is it like Robert De Niro? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Oh, I'll play him like Robert De Niro. Then he's playing a form of Robert De Niro, even when he's doing Warburton's commercials, selling jackets and fancy restaurants in Manchester. Anyway, there has been a spat, and Daniel Day-Lewis has said about Brian Cox, well, if he wants to discuss it, he knows where to find me. Or, I'm not difficult to find. Sounds like not a threat, but a kind of calling out. And I think it could be called the method to the madness. They could be facing off in the boxing ring. And what Daniel Day-Lewis could say is, I want to take my left foot and jam it up your ass. And Brian Cox could say something like, I'm going to rain down a succession of blows on your head. And I personally would love to see that. A lot more than Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, anyway. Ta-ta.